My Career gameplay video. If it's your favorite, you don't have to turn on notifications if you don't want to, but it'll really help if you subscribe. Let you know. Yeah, let's get into this video.
I've been eager for this. Talent on the rise, I'm consistent with this. Trophy is the prize, ain't no gimmicks with this. Okay, now what's left on them? Told you I'ma flex on them. I did it all subtle, ooh, and then I hit that exit on them. Gotta blame my fate, cause these eyes ain't got nothing on them. I secured the safe, what a so I ain't dropping nothing. Only winning is exception, ain't no truce. Ain't no dub, ain't no L on my crew. Only winning is exception on my crew. Yeah. Ain't no dub, ain't no L. I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Okay, yeah, and I hit that.
From Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. Cowboys. The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport. Ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk with our quarterbacks.
The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So now their quarterback, their field general.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour roller player of the league, isn't it?
Absolutely. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. Shows his strength at the 50. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, Park, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. The numbers for Sanders last week, 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving.
So Deuce is wild, huh?
Absolutely.
Probably should have gotten 2 checks for this game, right? One for the running backs, one for the wide receivers. Could carry home a nice little pile of cash.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Touchdown. Here's Elliott to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Time for Dak Prescott of the Dallas offense. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
He was taken down at the 22.
The numbers for Zeke from last week, 15 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing within shouting distance of the lead.
And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
I've seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, you know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 30 line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground, and they want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And they're able to get this one past 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
25-yard line.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team is scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Score is over a 3-play drive, and it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. As he's marked down officially at the 21. 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And a reinforcement. Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, 2nd and 11.
At the 21-yard line.
Prescott from the gun. Connects here with the tight end, Blake Jarwin. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
A gain of 4.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Eagles. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive, stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. They'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Please take over 1st and 10.
Up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
A gain of
16 yards, a 1st down.
down, Cowboys.
Elliott. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. No! The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stage. We don't think you get the 1st down against our defense by that decision.
Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Prescott's going to keep this, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Being chased out left. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to win, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. And some pretty fancy footwork that time. Able to spin forward, and they're going to give him 4 yards on the play. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish an inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later.
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 8-0 now. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but how wide is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
A 3-yard pickup.
On second down, Elliott. But then he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses. Those exact type of runs.
Intended for
CeeDee Lamb is intended target, but it'll be second down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. This to Jarwin. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And the Cowboy first down.
Looking to throw. Prescott able to hit Jarwin Lamb. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. That play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Prescott's pass complete.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime next season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
The Eagles take the first and 10 at their own 20.
Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah. You know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, it's working. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And
a good pickup there, 21 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Back to throw now on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Zahir Whitehead Gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. 2nd and 15. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Powerful running. And he just falls down at the 1-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders on his way to the game. First half touchdowns. And the Eagles continue to roll.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive, and it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Taken in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. 25-yard. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for the sip in the second quarter. A first down throw for Prescott. He gets it left side to Johnson. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing. Prescott. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And this is going to be caught. The fight for the football. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20.
Gain of 20.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Trey Quinn, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game against Cincinnati Bengals. 2 touchdowns for Marlon Mack and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well. Some action in the third quarter. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Elliott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. A loss of a tackle. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Now Prescott. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Broken tackle. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. Taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles to take over. They've gone 2 months without a loss. 8 straight wins for them. And they got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. Pick up there.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered.
Jalen Mills. Dak
The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit.
You're not back,
Loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, that's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
Eagles. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, no passes completed. It's been an easy day for him.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
These big boys up front, that offensive line, they got to do a little bit better job of protecting him.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are pouring it on.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing with their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. Philadelphia in the end zone. Touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard. Had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26.
26-yard line.
Now Prescott. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Again, on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Prescott to throw it. Pressure cuts it, down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position.
A big scene that he might go.
Oh, Michelle Newman!
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he just had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So his big play capability and full display there is able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
You know, baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And his throw is incomplete.
They have to like defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it up to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands first. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, I think we can safely agree. That's not a call you see very often on 1st and 10.
Ever. Who calls a first down sneak?
I guess the best we've probably seen is a first down quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah, but not a sneak. But they did gain yards.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Draw. Here's Sanders. Breaks free again. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. They're leading the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a game they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And a nice job to break free with 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Counter now with Sanders. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And they corral him just a couple of yards shy of the end zone. 12 more yards there and another first down.
4 yards. That's another Eagles first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual. They're well on their way to another victory, riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Elliott on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That catch good for only a at the 23, second and 8. Prescott from the gun. And this one quickly to Lamb. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards on first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Intended for late
They
yardage.
work again from the 38 on second and 10.
So second and 10.
To the air again, Prescott. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's third down.
It's third down and 10.
Prescott yet again. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
No touchdown for his team, but
Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Oh, now he pulls him over. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We know these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always tough.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Here's the option. He's got a first down and much more beside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, and probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds. Don't do that.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. They'll run with Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try it again, second and 10.
At the 16-yard line.
Another run with Sanders. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Again, the ball
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion. Third and 6.
brings up.
So fly, Eagles fly. It's a victory for Phil.
Out at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of position, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's their first double of the season as they'll dip to 8-1 on the year. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Alright, if you enjoyed the video, my name is Jaquavius, and it would really helpful. It would be really helpful if y'all could subscribe or leave a like if it's your favorite video. But yeah, man, I'll catch you guys in the next video.